What's the wildest thing you've done to get back what's yours? For me, it was hiring a gang enforcer. A few years ago, someone stole my boat right out of my driveway. Middle of the afternoon. Not even subtle. Just hooked it up and drove off like they owned it. I filed a police report, of course. But if you've dealt with theft before, you know how this goes. Week, maybe months of nothing. A few calls, a detective assigned, and eventually, silence. But this boat wasn't just expensive. It was personal. I'd restored it myself. Hours of sanding, fixing, painting. I'd taken my dad fishing in it before he passed. This thing mattered to me, so I got desperate. Now, I don't run with criminal, but I did know someone. Let's call him Mike. Mike was known around town for handling things for certain people. Not a thug exactly, but let's just say you wouldn't want to owe him money. I hadn't talked to him in years, but I sent a message. Someone took my boat. Can you help? He called 5 minutes later. Got a plate or address? Just security footage and a description. Send it. I did. He looked over it and said calmly, "Give me a week. I'll find it." No threats, no promises. Just quiet confidence. He didn't even ask for a lot of money, just enough to make it worth his time. 3 days later, I got a call. Not from Mike. From an unknown number. A man's voice. Nervous. Panic. "Hi, I think my son stole your boat. He left it at my mother's house. Please, we don't want any trouble." I didn't say much. Just listened. He sounded genuinely scared. Later that afternoon, a beat-up minivan pulled into my driveway. A middle-aged couple stepped out. They looked like they hadn't slept in days. The man introduced himself, said he was the thief's father. He apologized multiple times. Said his son was young, stupid, and had been trying to impress some friends. He explained how they figured out I wasn't someone to mess with. Someone had shown up at their door, not violently, just enough to deliver a message. Return the boat or things get complicated. Apparently that was enough. I told the father if the boat came back undamaged and his son stayed away, I'd call off my guy. His hands trembled as we shook. "Thank you. You won't hear from us again." The boat? Still in great shape. A bit of dirt maybe. Nothing major. They returned the trailer too. I didn't even have to say much to Mike. Just a simple, "Boat's back. Appreciate it." He replied, "Anytime." I thought that was the end of it. Until a detective knocked on my door a week later. He asked some polite questions. Had I recovered my stolen property? Did I know how it was returned? I just smiled and said, "Yeah, it turned up." Guess I got lucky. He nodded. Didn't press. Maybe he knew. Maybe he didn't want to know. I haven't heard from the thief or his family since. But that's the story of how I hired a gang enforcer to recover my stolen boat without a single punch thrown. Sometimes justice doesn't wear a badge.